Hi friends, welcome back to my channel by Kristen and Elaine. I actually was planning on making a completely different video. This is not the video I was expecting to be making, but here we are. We're gonna dive into what happened during the time that I had to take 2 months off of making YouTube videos. At the time that I had to take off, because life happens and things happen unexpectedly, and sometimes you have to shift and pivot, and that's exactly what I had to do. Unfortunately, YouTube and a bunch of other things had to take a back seat while I had to deal with things in the background. So I want to share with you exactly what happened during the 2 months on YouTube and show you my analytics, because I was completely shocked and completely surprised. I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be where I am today, not even making a single video. I was actually planning on making a 60 days on YouTube update, but now this is going to be a 60 days off of YouTube update. Let's dive into my analytics and show you exactly what I experienced from the moment that I stopped doing YouTube videos till today. We are here in my analytics, and this just shows you the videos that I've posted since I started my channel. My first one was July 22nd, 2022. So the last video that I posted was here on August 28th, 2022. So this is about a month between postings, and this is when I did my 30 days on YouTube update. And then I stopped posting. So I wasn't able to post for about 2 months, and you can see I've done nothing. And then a month later, about September 24th, so about a month later, my views started picking up. And I remember I was still looking at my analytics going, what the heck is going on? And then it just spiked, and I just couldn't believe what was happening. So this is about 2 months later, and then it starts to plummet. So just a couple of days ago, it just started to plummet since my highest, which you can see is on October 24th, 2022. And then it starts to plummet. So my assumption is that I was supposed to have been posting, at least I should have posted another video just a couple days ago, because I think what YouTube is doing is I haven't posted for 2 months. So it's thinking that my channel is no longer relevant, and it's starting to post something different. So let's see here if I can show you. Let's see, because this is lifetime. Still figuring this out. Let's see if I can see my subscriber count here. Okay. So same thing. So I got a couple in the beginning. This is friends and family all joining, all interested and supportive. And then I got a couple more from posting some videos. And then a couple spikes here and there, lost a couple. And then all of a sudden, I started getting more and more and more. And just over this last, I'd say 45 to 60 days, I've gotten a ton of subscribers every day. But again, it's starting to drop off. So again, my assumption is that YouTube is starting to look at my videos and going, you haven't posted in a while. So you can see this Millionaire Habits for Women. That was the video getting the majority of the views, getting the majority of the watch time. You can see I'm at 1,100 hours, and you need 4,000 to be monetized, and you need 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 472. I just could not believe what was happening. My click-through rate is really low, so I'm not sure what's going on with the thumbnails. I'll probably play with that a little bit more and see if I can get that up. But this I found really interesting, and I'm really grateful, because it was really a hard time when I had to take off of work. But you can see that I was able to take time off, and the videos were just performing. And that's what YouTube does. You don't have to actually be present to be getting these views. And I kind of look at this as future passive activity, because this video is going to keep performing years and years and years down the road, because the content is evergreen. People are going to keep continuing to look for these types of videos. So I thought that was really fascinating. I thought you'd be interested in it. Something else that I wanted to show you too is the power of time, and what happened before I took time off and what happened after I took time off. So I have these custom dates in here. I have from June 1st, 2022, which is before I started my channel. I didn't have any subscribers. You can see it's flatlined right here, through August 28th, 2022. And that was the date that I posted my last video here. Let's see if it'll pop up. 30 days on YouTube. That was the last video that I posted before I took 2 months off. And I had 60 hours of watch time and I had 44 subscribers. And I was super excited to have that. Could not believe the amount of subscribers that I was getting when I would get 6 in a day or I'd get 4 in a day. I lost one here, and that's going to happen. I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, because I lost a subscriber, I'm going to go down. No, sometimes people didn't mean to subscribe, or they find out that your channel isn't quite what they thought it was and they'll unsubscribe. So don't worry about people unsubscribing. If I change this date range to the day that I took off well, I can't put today's date. So let's change this, and it's kind of finicky with the date. So I'll go manually. So August 29th, and then I have to put the day before because it will update at the end of the day. So I have to put yesterday's date, and let's just apply this and see what happens. Look what happened. 1.1 thousand watch time hours compared to the 60 for the first 2 months. So, and you can see it took time. It took time for the algorithm to kind of figure out what my channel is about. And then it started pushing my content out to more people. I gained 428 subscribers, and I was super excited. Every single subscriber that I would get, I was just so excited and happy to see them, and trying to get to know my community and reading the comments that I was getting. So this one, you could see, probably is what is bringing in the majority of my views. So I'm hoping that I didn't do too much damage. You could see it's been 63 days, almost 64 days since I posted my last video. So hopefully I didn't do any damage and I can keep this momentum up. So I'll give you an update in another 60 days on how things are going and if this momentum is continuing. And hopefully this is just really exciting to see behind the scenes. So hopefully this is exciting and it gives you some idea of what could happen to you when you are a new YouTube channel and you have to take time off, is that you don't have to rebuild from the ground up. Hopefully that's not the case with me. This was huge, huge, huge momentum. I'm really excited to keep this going, and I'm really excited to share this with you. Really interestingly, I'll just share my mindset because you might be thinking the same thing, especially as a new YouTuber. So I've been on the platform for about 3-4 months now, and I had just started uploading. I hit 60 days and things were starting to take off. I was starting to hit some momentum. I was really proud of one of my videos kind of taking off, and I wanted to keep that momentum going. And a lot of times you think as a new YouTuber that you have to build up just a ton of videos and a ton of content, and you can't ever be late and you can't ever deviate, you can't ever take time off. What if you get sick? And you just kind of start to act like a robot. And that's not who we are. We're real life people, we're human beings, and you have to give yourself some grace and understand that life is just gonna happen, like I had mentioned, and you don't always know what's gonna happen. And so had I been a more established YouTuber, I think down the road, I would have had a lot more content planned that I could just plug and play and it would be ready to go. So my first 60 days, I was actually doing a lot of work. I was working, and you probably seen in one of my last videos, and if not, I'll link it up here or here, that I was working about 19 hours to create one YouTube video, and that's just approximate. And that's a really long time, everybody. And I was working full time, and I have to manage my house and a whole bunch of other things. And I thought, I just need to get as much content as I can up there and uploaded and ready to go. And it's just, the timing didn't work out like that. It didn't happen like that. And so I want to address that kind of mindset, is not to work yourself into the ground. And you've heard other YouTubers say this before, is that YouTube is really a marathon. It's not a sprint. You really have to pace yourself and take your time, because before I even had to take off of YouTube, I was hitting burnout status already. And I think I had mentioned that, is to be careful and watch out for signs of burnout. And I was already starting to experience that. Not with YouTube itself necessarily. The editing process was taking super long to begin with, and I was trying to figure out shortcuts so that I could tell you guys what I was doing to improve that time process. But like I had mentioned, if you're working full time and you're trying to do YouTube, a lot of that will just add up and there's not much you can do about it. So pace yourself, give yourself some grace. You don't have to be a robot. If you miss a day, you miss a day, and it's fine. So I missed 2 months, and look exactly what happened to my analytics. It just shot through the roof. Of course, as I mentioned, it's slowed down now. Ideally, if you had the capacity and you were able to record a bunch of videos before you took time off, and this is, you know, besides my example because mine was all of a sudden, but ideally this is how I would have liked to have planned it, is that I would have had something stored up so that I could keep posting. The results that you're seeing in my analytics were the results of one video kind of taking off, and I had a bunch of other videos in there that could add to my watch time and add to my subscriber count. So I had been able to put in some work to begin with before I had to take that time off. But hopefully that gives you some hope that, you know, if you have to take some time off or you miss a week or two or a month or two, you're still gonna be okay. So just now within the past couple of days, I've started to see things slow down. And I think that's because I've hit 63 days since uploading another video. So YouTube, I think part of the algorithm, and I'm not 100% on this, but I think what it does is it wants to see that its creators are posting regularly. So I think what's happening is because it's been 3 days, over 2 months since I've last posted, I think it's starting to slow down the push into other audiences. So I think that's what's going on. So I'll give you an update in another 60 days because I do want to actually do an actual real 60-day update for everybody who's following along with this journey, just so you have an idea of what to expect and what I've run into. I didn't think that was really fair to post that kind of a video because I haven't been on for the past 60 days. So I do want to give you that update and let you know what's been working and what's not working. Now that I'm back to regularly scheduled programming, I'm hoping to be able to do that for you very soon. And something that surprised me in addition to my analytics was that I actually did get a couple of negative comments. And here's what I would say to new YouTubers out there who are afraid of negative comments, or you've just received some negative comments, is that honestly, for the most part, I don't really care what people put on my comments. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Not everybody's going to agree to the things that I post and my mindset and what I share. Those aren't my people. I'm not worried about the negative commenters. What I do not tolerate is, you know, hate speech or bullying. There's a very few things out there where I will actually delete some comments, and I actually did have to delete 1 or 2. It was not very many. Because of current circumstances and what's going on and hate-related speech. And that there's a very few things that I will not tolerate on my comments. Everything else, if you don't like something, go ahead, post it in the comments. It's engagement. YouTube looks at it as engagement. They don't really care, or they're not really filtering if it's positive comments or negative comments. So of course, as a new YouTuber, you would want to have a lot more encouraging comments. And for the most part, 99% of the comments have been really positive. And I've been so fortunate to have so many great subscribers, and I'm really looking forward to having a community of people who come back and enjoy the content that I create. And I can make other friends that way, and we'll have a community that way. And that's really one of my goals when I first started this channel, is having what I call my tribe. And that's what I'm calling in. I am a fairly positive person, and I am calling in a lot of positivity into my channel. That's kind of what I'm looking for, what I'm manifesting and calling in. And my whole goal is to help other women elevate their lives and other individuals elevate their lives. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not really worried about negative comments. So if you are concerned with the negative comments, hopefully that helps you settle things a little bit and just kind of change your perspective a little bit, that, you know, if someone disagrees with something, or someone doesn't like what you're wearing, or doesn't like your hair, like, who cares at the end of the day? Like, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You are putting yourself in a public kind of situation where you're posting into a public forum, and that's just what's going to happen. So you kind of have to take the salt with the sugar in a sense, and not really care what any of the negative comments. It's just people's opinions. Hopefully, like me, you'll get a lot more positive comments than negative. That's what I found. And you can really lose focus if you're constantly just looking for the negative and not really valuing the positive. If people have taken the time out of their day to write you something nice, that is amazing and incredible. And I just want to thank everybody else out there who has subscribed or who has commented something to me positively. I've read every single comment, and my goal is to comment or love every single comment and upvote your comment. So I am looking at every single one, and I know that's going to get harder as time goes on, but like I said, I value the community and I value the tribe, and hopefully that would be your goal too if you're starting a new channel also. So every single subscriber out there is a real person. It's not just a number. Every single comment out there is a real person. It's not just, you know, spam, which I guess you could argue some could be spam, but for the most part it isn't. So hopefully that helps. But I thought that would be interesting to share with you. In the past 2 months of not posting anything, I was getting a couple of negative comments, and like I said, unless there's something like extremely wrong with the comment that you couldn't even like show your mother that comment, don't worry about it and then delete that comment, but don't worry about the rest. So hopefully that helps, because I thought that was interesting to share with you all. And you've probably heard me say this before, I mentioned this earlier, but YouTube really is a marathon. It is not a sprint. You really have to just give yourself so much grace, because in the beginning, everything is so overwhelming. You're not only just filming, but you're editing, and then you're looking for music and putting subtitles over everything and creating your thumbnails and creating your content. There's just so much that you have to do that I think a lot of people who haven't started a channel don't even realize. So if you are starting a new YouTube channel and you want to check out what the first 30 days is like, I'm going to post that at the end of this video. I think you'll be really interested to follow along with this journey. Now, hopefully this is giving you some encouragement to start your own channel. Very excited for you. I find it really fulfilling. I think it's really fun and exciting. And thank you so much for following this journey, and I will see you again next week.